Gonna have to be some sort of video where I try to explain to the Americans that think I shouldn't write backwards or speak backwards. I'm gonna start by saying the Spanish language sometimes speaks backwards. And to get into explain what speaking backwards is, every other language but English speaks backwards. Like the Orientals and the Russians and the Germans, they say boy good, car green, girl stupid. But Americans speak forwards, and they're afraid to speak and write backwards because our language is not set up that way. So Americans say good boy, green car, stupid girl. And that causes, I'm trying to think of a doctor's way of speaking forwards when I say stupid girl. It's like I'm calling myself stupid first before I realize I'm talking about a girl. I don't think that's the proper doctor way. I'd want to explain that. So yeah, I don't know. I've got... Yes, I have a website that's about frogology, okay? I invented a field called frogology. I took that from this book I'm going to get that talks about Carl Jung's studies on analytical psychology. It's a real thing. This guy did not live in America. Analytical psychology was invented in a different country, in a different language probably. Well, he spoke lots of different languages according to this book. That's Carl Jung. We can go and see where he lived. I read it the other day. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Like, I understand the weird stuff that I say changes the way you perceive life. I get it. I change your consciousness. That's what is called visual replacement therapy. But when Marshall Mathers talks and says, "Hi kids, do you like violets? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails to reach one of my eyelids?" Why didn't he just say, "My fingernails are connected to my eyelashes and I string them around like a guitar"? So, I have been in a tiffy because of the word euphemism. A euphemism is when someone tries to be clever about saying something instead of saying the analogy, like girls have a pineapple head, or girls' heads are pineapples, or whatever. People don't want to say analogies. They don't want to say the truth about things because we have to feel in our own mind that there has to be some separation between us and the end of reality. But, like, what's at the other side of the rabbit hole? I don't care what's at the bottom of it. I want to know what's at the other side. Just the things that I have said and written down that are weird are not all that different from some of the things that you hear on rap music. They're definitely not different or worse than watching a violent movie. But I get treated like I'm a bad person because I speak backwards and write backwards. I write backwards more than I do speak backwards. I had my left eye, I was born with my left eye perceiving life like I had glaucoma, which put a blind spot in my left eye. I was partially blind in my left eye for 34 years. That put me into a conscious coma to where I couldn't see my full wall of vision. It was blinded over here. There was like a shadow hanging on my face or a pile of mud, and I can feel it now that it's gone, and it's really, really difficult to see reality in its full spectrum of vision field. But to look back at 34 years of that pile of mud that was sitting on top of my head because my eyeball didn't work right. Now, I was born left eye dominant. I'm not anymore. That's another complicated issue people don't understand. But my heart is directly below my left eye under my left boob. I don't know. I process all the information of my speech on the left side of my head, above my left eye. When I close my eyes to sleep, I go like this. I breathe through my nose first, and that gives me a shadow mask that I buy. And it makes me fall asleep pretty easily. And it's easier than trying to fight with a bear over the deal. Which is what it feels like if I don't breathe through my nose right away after closing my eyes. These things in America that we feel with the word never mind about, like, we just don't say the word never mind and we'll be okay. Like, this language is cursed. Like, this language is cursed because we can't sit back and know that our spinal cord's in a corner all the time. It just is. Whether I'm moving around or not, my spinal cord is stuck in a corner that is connected to my brain. And my feet just move around. So to say. Trees say to the strawberry. The answer to this joke is never mind. And I got people that should want to try to understand me. Actually, it's not even me, it's us. We need to understand us. And who is us? The people that speak backwards. The people that know what speaking backwards is. But these Americans can't and don't want to and are afraid to understand us, even though 3/4 of the planet speaks backwards. Like, y'all are outnumbered. Why do you think there's so much hatred for Americans? Other countries don't like Americans because you don't understand about speaking backwards. Now, we still speak forwards, but you got to understand that, like, you're outnumbered. Like, it's just the way it is. I don't know. Like, I went to college, and Carl Jung said the following: I feel it is the duty of one who goes his own way to inform society of what he finds on his voyage of discovery. He wrote, not the criticism of individual contemporaries will decide the truth or falsity of these discoveries, but future generations. There are things that are not yet true today. Perhaps we dare not find them true. But tomorrow they may be. So every man whose fate it is to go his individual way must proceed with hopefulness and watchfulness, ever conscious of his loneliness and its dangers. This man lived in a different country, and he invented analytical psychology because he knew Americans did not speak backwards and were afraid to. And they stopped themselves from doing it by just not saying the word never mind, because that was their key to stay sane. Well, that's not a real thing, because I know lots of people that say the word never mind and are okay. So, like, I've only been in reality for 7 months. Like, I have a picture of what my eyes looked like from behind my face. And it was that. That's what I saw when I looked at reality. But not anymore. Because the eye surgery fixed my eyes. And lots of people have done lots of bad things to me that were unnecessary because of false belief systems behind the word never mind. And I don't know if any of these people are ever going to understand or any of this. I'm just an unlicensed nurse. Anyways, sorry for the pause there. I don't know. This is a baby alligator. It's a menthol cigarette I rolled from a pack of tobacco I bought. This stuff's harmless. Well, I mean, the cigarette's not. But saying stuff like that's harmless because if we're going to say weird things on the media in America, we need to talk right. Because you're just making people confused. And it's not fair that our kids are growing up to be criminals, mentally ill, and drug addicts. Teach them the truth and they won't want drugs. Like, no, that's okay. I really don't need them things. And that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that people grew up happy. Because I'm not happy. Not mad, but I'm not happy. You know if you're happy when you close your eyes. I've got too many bad memories. And maybe future generations will take my information to heart. And they will grow up peaceful and unified. And we will somehow create life in outer space on other planets, like Star Trek. I don't know what else to say. You have a good day.